on Earth, just stop for a moment and be thankful that you don't live on the planet HD 189773b, where it constantly rains glass sideways. This planet's atmosphere is full of silicon particles, which give it its beautiful blue colour. But because of the planet's extremely high surface temperatures, these silicon particles condense to form solid glass, which flies around the planet sideways in its endless 4,000 miles per hour winds. But hey, at least it's not as bad as living on WASP-12b. This poor unfortunate planet is slowly being eaten alive by its star. It's caught up in an orbit so close to its star that the whole planet has been heated up to unimaginably high temperatures, and its mass is slowly being sucked up as it hurtles around the star extremely fast. The planet is roughly the size of Jupiter. However, it appears to be larger because the molten temperatures of its parent star have caused WASP-12b to balloon up. This poor planet loses an incredible 6 billion metric tons of mass per second. In fact, it's being torn apart so quickly that it's no longer a sphere, but an egg-like oblong shape. Next up is Gliese 581c. This planet is very special because it's being voted by the scientific community as one of the top 3 exoplanets likely to support alien life. However, it's very different to Earth. It orbits a red dwarf star, so if you looked up into the sky, it would always be a deep crimson red colour. The planet is also tidal locked, which means it doesn't rotate on its axis. Just like our moon's relationship to Earth, one side of the planet is always facing away from its star, and the other always facing towards it. The side of Gliese 581c that is always facing its red dwarf star is so blisteringly hot that if you were to stand there, it would melt you alive. However, the opposite side of the planet, facing away from the star, is so cold that you would instantly freeze. So you may be wondering, how could this extremely violent planet possibly support life similar to humans? Well, there is a narrow strip of land halfway between its hot side and its icy side that is just the perfect temperature to support life. But be careful not to take a step on the wrong side, or you will most certainly be toast. In 2008, we sent a message from Earth directly at Gliese 581c, and it's expected to reach the planet in 2029. Next up is a planet in the Scorpius constellation, known as WASP-17b. What makes this giant of a planet so peculiar is its sheer size. It is 1.9 times the size of Jupiter, which is the largest planet in our solar system. It's so large that theoretically it should not exist. According to scientists, it breaks the laws of how large a planet can actually get. For its size, it also has an extremely low density. Because of this, it fits into a very unique class of planets, called puffy planets. Yes, that's actually a scientific term. Puffy planets are planets with an extremely large radius and a very low density for their size. But that's not all that makes WASP-17b so strange. It also has a retrograde orbit, which means that it rotates in an opposite direction to its host star. You may remember that Luke Skywalker's home planet of Tatooine in Star Wars had 2 suns. But, as is often the case, real life can be much more amazing than science fiction. 149 light years from Earth is a planet with not 1, not 2, but 3 stars. This 3-star planet, which goes by its catalogue name of HD 188753AB, sits within the triple star system HD 188753. If you could live on this planet, you would experience triple shadows and constant eclipses as its three parent stars crossed each other's paths. And of course you would see some of the strangest and most beautiful sunsets and sunrises in the universe. Now imagine you're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The sky is blue with fluffy white clouds, but there's no land to be seen. In every direction you turn is just endless water. Well, that's exactly what it would be like if you were to visit this planet, 47 light years away from Earth, which goes by its catalogue name of GJ1214b. That's because it's made up entirely of water. Many scientists have nicknamed this planet the Water World. The entire surface of the planet is one giant continuous ocean, and it remains exactly the same for miles underneath the surface until eventually you hit the planet's core, which is coated in a thick layer of solid ice. But this isn't any ordinary ice. It's not the kind of ice you would find in your freezer, because this ice isn't frozen due to cold temperatures. The water in the planet's core is under such immense levels of pressure from the surface that the water above the core has been compressed into solid ice. This is a very special form of ice known to scientists as Ice 7. And last but not least, 470 light years away is a planet discovered by the Kepler Space Observatory, known as Kepler 438b. This planet is very strange, not because it has any extreme features, but quite the opposite, because it is, to date, the most...
Is it still thundering? Robert?
Is it, the thunder stopped and the lightning, but it's still raining.
Of how similar to Earth another planet is, with a score of 1 being identical to Earth in every way, and 0 being nothing like Earth. Kepler 438b boasts an impressive Earth similarity index of 0.88, making Kepler 438b super.
Tostitos Cantina presenta.
Enrique, ¿me recuerdas? No, no te recuerdo.
Estos rolls están hechos para queso.
Ernesto, mi hermano gemelo.
Hey, 42 here. Currently there are 118 elements that we have discovered and logged on the periodic table. Elements are strange things, simply atoms a single proton from the atomic nucleus of an element, completely